Hi, it's Alex Wilson Campbell here. I just wanted to say hello and thank you so much for joining me on this presentation today on LinkedIn. We'll be talking about how to optimize and how to prepare your basic profile to maximize the number of visits, the number of contacts that you get from recruiters and employers in your niche. Now, I'm really sure you're going to get a lot of information out of this. I've put a lot of information into this, and it's all drawn from my decade or so experience in recruitment, in which I was actually using LinkedIn, I was using social media and the internet to source candidates for my clients' jobs. I was also on the other side of the fence as well, and there was a time when I was made redundant along with a number of members of my team, and of course I had to use all my knowledge, all my means to actually get another job myself. And I was very successful in doing that. So I want to share all this knowledge, all this insight with you in the hopes that you can replicate my success and get your job search kicked off, get your career moving in the right direction as well. During the presentation, I'll be giving away a special download to do with LinkedIn. In fact, it's a LinkedIn checklist that will run you through the key areas that you need to optimize, the key things that you need to do in order to get the activity, in order to get the levels of recruiters and employers visiting your profile to the maximum. So look out for that special download, in fact it is, during the presentation. I'll be offering that up during the presentation, so look out for that download and download a copy for yourself. So I won't keep you much longer. Without further ado, let's get the presentation kicked off, and I hope you can get as much as possible out of the presentation, and let's get going. So have you set up your basic LinkedIn profile properly to improve your chances of being contacted by new connections? Have you then gone on to optimize your LinkedIn profile so it can be found by prospective recruiters and employers? You will have the answer to both of those questions by the end of this session, and I'll provide you with a checklist that you can then use to make sure you've implemented must-have requirements. My name is Alex Wilson Campbell, and I've had a successful decade in recruitment using LinkedIn to source candidates and place them into jobs of their choice. I've also been on the other side of the fence, and during the economic crisis was part of a team of public sector recruiters whose roles were made redundant. I then used my knowledge of recruitment and my inside knowledge of LinkedIn to receive numerous offers from recruiters and employers at a time when it was difficult to find work. I used LinkedIn to make a smooth transition into the world of search engine optimization and online marketing, in which I was helping clients to optimize their websites so they could be found when potential customers carried out internet searches. But it's been my love of helping people to find suitable work and mentoring job seekers that has led me to share my inside knowledge of recruitment and LinkedIn to enable people to get the jobs that they want. My knowledge of online marketing, social media, and search engine optimization has meant I've been able to assist hundreds of people in optimizing their online profile so that they can be found online by recruiters and employers. As I said before, there was a time when I was really down on my luck and I was made redundant along with a number of my colleagues. So I knew then I had to put my knowledge of recruitment into practice to find a job for myself. I developed my LinkedIn profile to such an extent that it became a hub of activity in my job search. That was my main focus, but at the same time I managed to get this message from LinkedIn saying that I had one of the top 5% most viewed profiles on LinkedIn. My profile was so well optimized that it was being found by recruiters and employers on a regular basis, and it was receiving around 10 to 15, well, I was receiving around 10 to 15 calls per day alerting me to new jobs. And these weren't just random recruiters calling me about random jobs. There were recruiters offering jobs in my niche at the time, which was online marketing. And there's nothing more annoying than receiving random calls from random recruiters. I want to share my inside knowledge of LinkedIn setup and customization with you to help you get the job that you want. I eventually got jobs that I wanted, and LinkedIn played no small part in my success because I use it as a launch pad and staging point to really get some momentum in my job search by proactively approaching recruiters and employers to view the profile. I was also getting numerous recruiters view my profile, having found it via search engines. The recruiters became sustainable contacts that I can call upon in times when I need advice or if I'm looking for a new job. And that's what LinkedIn can offer you. But you're probably thinking to yourself, why should I listen to this anyway? Well, there is a right way and a wrong way of doing things, and setup is crucial to the end result. And you need to avoid publicizing your LinkedIn profile before it's complete, and I'll show you how to do that. And as I asked you earlier on, have you actually customized your LinkedIn profile properly? Then there's that checklist I mentioned as well, in which I'll show you everything I did to successfully use LinkedIn in my job search. Some of you may still not be convinced and wonder why you should even bother with LinkedIn. We'll have a look at this report from Jobvite. Jobvite is actually one of the leading social recruiting platforms, and they surveyed a number of recruiters. And the headline says, anyone not leveraging social referrals is behind the curve, and they're referring obviously to recruitment consultants there. But they make a good point, because job seekers need to keep up with advances in recruitment, and social media is obviously a big part of anybody's job search, and recruiters are using social networks, they're using social recruiting software in order to source candidates. So it's important as they're applying is to keep up with what's going on. And so it extends to job seekers. It's also important for job seekers to keep up with what's going on. What Jobvite is saying here is that 94% of recruiters, and this survey was carried out in 2013, 94% of recruiters use or plan to use social media in their recruitment efforts. And 78% of recruiters have made a hire through social media, and that will only increase. Still not convinced? Here's a few more statistics for you. The top social networks for recruiting in 2013, and LinkedIn is at the top there with 94%. So LinkedIn being at the top with 94%, closely followed by Facebook. And what you'll see is LinkedIn and other social networks becoming integral points or integral parts of any recruitment effort. So it's important that, as I said, job seekers keep up with this trend. But what are recruiters using LinkedIn for? Well, I alluded to this in my introduction when I talked about using LinkedIn to help people to find jobs that they're looking for. And what Jobvite has done is they've segmented the areas in which recruiters are using LinkedIn according to their survey. And as you can see, 96% are using it to search for candidates. They're using it to contact candidates as well, to keep tabs on potential candidates, to vet candidates for pre-interview and post jobs. So you might as well call it a non-proprietary recruitment database. And if you're part of the LinkedIn community at the moment, you'll notice more and more that it's been geared towards recruitment and community. So it has multiple uses for both the recruiter and for the job seeker. And for the recruiter in particular, it's a real bonus. It's a real godsend for the recruiter, because it's such a depth of information in terms of profiles of people to look for, and then leveraging those people to find other contacts. So if recruiters are using it for all these different things, according to Jobvite, it stands to reason that we as job seekers provide them with information, providing both LinkedIn, the actual software, and providing the actual people on LinkedIn, the connections, the recruiters, the employers, with the information that they need in order to find our profiles. We also need to ensure that the profile can be found. It's all well and good plying the profile with information here and there, but we need to ensure that the profile can be found. So we've put our information in, we've made sure that the actual profile can be found, but can recruiters, can employers contact us and communicate with us efficiently? This is something else that we need to do where LinkedIn is concerned, and learn to do where LinkedIn is concerned. Communication with connections. So you have to think of your LinkedIn profile as your own personal space, or your own personal web page on the internet. And that particular web page contains search engine friendly information that connections can search for by typing in the right search terms. But it's actually up to you to add the search engine friendly information, because that information is then appended to different types of areas and labels within LinkedIn. But having said that, it's important to add the right information in the right areas. That will produce the best results, and search engines and LinkedIn can then recognize this information and categorize and rank your profile according to how relevant it is. If you don't add information to the right areas of your profile, recruiters and employers will have difficulty finding you, or worse still, they won't find you at all. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed the first part of this LinkedIn presentation, this LinkedIn profile optimization presentation. Look out for the next segment of the course, which is coming soon, and it will tell you the main areas which you'll need to optimize. And one of the key mistakes that lots of people make when they're setting their profile up for the first time, I will tell you how to avoid this key mistake when setting up your basic LinkedIn profile. Okay, see you on the next video.